We're going to be making a flip-flop wreath. Are y'all ready for the summer? If you're new to the page or channel, welcome. I'm Julie Siomacco, owner of Southern Charm Wreaths, where we make beautiful wreaths and teach you how to make and sell them. Flip-flops are hot for this summer. I mean, we like to wear them on our feet, but we also like to display them on our door. And so today we're going to be making a fun, festive flip-flop themed wreath. So I'm glad you're here joining me today. Thanks for all of you who send your comments, who take the time to like and share. I just really appreciate it. It definitely helps to get the word out about my small business, and then yeah, also lets me know which ones you guys like, which videos. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna let's move this guy out of the way. This is a beautiful teardrop wreath that I'm teaching our Wreath of the Month Club members how to make. Isn't that pretty? Just so fun and festive. And look at the base. It's on a Christmas wreath base. Turned out really pretty. Where's the hook? Here we go. So let me move that adorable wreath out of the way. And then I am going to scroll down the camera just a little bit. Maybe that's too much. And then we'll zoom in so that you can see me making a bow. We're going to be making a bow. Who likes to make multi-ribbon bows? All right, so here is our ribbon, and I'm going to get my wire. I like to use 22 gauge florist wire. If the florist wire is too slippery for you, you can always wrap it in floral tape, or you can use a pipe cleaner. So a pipe cleaner also helps. I think florist wire feeds better into a grapevine wreath versus the pipe cleaner, so that's why I prefer to use it. We're going to be using 2.5 inch wired ribbon. I got this from Carolina Pottery, and it's got the blue, so you can see that it matches really pretty with the blue in our sign. And then also we're going to be using the 2.5 inch or number 40 blue and sunflower print, which starting to pull in some of that yellow and gold on this side. And then also I'm going to do number 9, 1.5 inch yellow wired ribbon. So this is going to be our multi-ribbon bow. Julie, looking fabulous. Oh, Teresa, thank you. I was just thinking I'm going to finish this and go do my workout. I'm trying. I have got Wreath Makers Live coming up. I'll be on stage, and I need to just, shed a few. That's the only thing I'm thinking. So I'm trying to, whenever you're on stage, you're just more confident when you feel better in your own skin. So I'm just trying to do the right thing. First thing I'm going to do is pull off a streamer of this. Let's do 18 inches. Okay, we're going to do 18 inches. Pull that to the side. And then I'm going to use the 2.5 inch blue ribbon first, I think. So pull out about 8 inches on the mat. I'm using a mat. I don't typically measure when I'm doing it not on camera, but since so many people ask and they're very confused with bow making, I just thought I'd give you measurements. Now, you don't have to do bows this way. There's so many different ways to make a bow. Your mom might have taught you one way, and your grandma might have taught you one way. You just find a way that you like, and then you stick with it, okay? So this is the way I like to do some of my bows, but not all of them. Let's see if I can get that. So we pinched it in our 2 fingers. These are our 2 fingers right here. I'm using my non-dominant hand to hold all my ribbon. So I've got my pointer finger and my thumb, and that's where everything is going to be fed into. So when I feed all of the ribbon, I always make sure to pleat it really well. So when I pleat it, it just gives that little ruffle look right there, and so that's what I'm going to do with all of the loops that I put in. Hey, Faye and Kristen. Albemarle, North Carolina. That's close to where I grew up, Charlotte. All right, so we're going to pull, let's see if it's stuck. Pull your ribbon out, and you're going to lay it on your mat to the 12-inch mark. And then you're going to take it away from you to create your loop, like that. Okay, and then you're going to pleat it into your fingers. So I laid it on my mat to 12 inches, but it creates a 6-inch loop. And then I'm going to twist the ribbon towards me, lay it down on the mat to 12 inches, take it away from me, pleat it into those 2 fingers, and now I'm going to twist away from me. So we've got 2 loops and then trim. So I'm still holding the ribbon very close to my pointer, or my little tips of my fingers. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with our next ribbon, 1.5 inch. I'm going to measure out 12 inches, take it away from me, pinch it into my 2 fingers, and pleat at the same time. Turn the ribbon away from me, so we're twisting away, laying it on the mat to 12 inches and taking it to the back or away from us. And then we're going to continue to pleat it and then twist. So each time you're twisting so that the pretty ribbon faces you, and then each of these loops so far have been 6 inches. All right, I'm just going to move this around. Now, if you see the ribbon in my hand, it's not on the tips of my fingers anymore. It's gradually started to move closer to my palm. So that's one thing to note. And I am shaping my bow as I go, putting all these ribbon tails behind my loops so that my loops are on top. And at this point, I have 2 loops that are above my thumb, and then 2 loops now that are below my thumb. Hello, Sydney, how are you? All right, so now we're gonna pull in the 1.5 inch. We're gonna do the same exact thing. You're not holding your ribbon so tight that you can't move it. You want to be able to shift things around. And if you hold it too tight, you'll get a cramp in your hand. Have you ever gotten that before? A cramp when you're trying to hand tie? Twist it towards me. I like to twist towards me when I'm forming a loop below my thumb, and then I twist away from me after I end the loop above my thumb. I don't think that really matters, but that's just what I do. All right, so now we're going to move this. So we've got 3 loops above and 3 loops below our thumb. All of a sudden it didn't look like it pleated very well. Let's see if we get that best. And then this is what I mean. I want to be able to move that down just a little bit. Okay. See how I'm spreading out the colors? And now what I want to do is switch back to, let's see, let's switch to this one. We're going to get one more loop here. All right, instead, this is our center loop, so I'm going to make this one 10 inches. So it's a little bit shorter. Instead of 6-inch loop, it's 5. And then trim. All right, bring that to the center. And remember that little streamer that we first cut, which was our sunflower ribbon. I'm going to take that to the back and pinch it in. Move that over here, move that over here. And here is our bow. Isn't that fun? Now we're going to grab our ribbon, our wire. We're going to turn it over, lift up your pointer finger just enough to slide the wire underneath. And then I'm going to rotate the wrist back the whole time holding my wire so that it goes down into the center of our loop that we've created. And then as I am pulling the bow loops towards me, I'm also going to be pulling the wire away from me. And at the same time pulling, I'm twisting. I twist the bow. This makes it a little tighter. Thanks for the thumbs up and the heart, you guys. So y'all like that? Isn't that fun? Very cheerful. A very cheery wreath. Let's see where I want to put this. I think I'm going to put it right here. Just go through the grapevine instead of around the grapevine. Thanks, beautiful bow. Rees and Crass, Lena, thank you. Hello, Andrew from Florida. How's the weather there? Are you hot? My sister's in Tampa and she said it has been hot. So you see now we have distributed the color throughout our bow without necessarily adding another loop with our streamers. Okay, and all I'm going to do is trim these. We're going to make a little V shape on the end. That's called dovetail. And then let's make sure that we get our bow loops. Just going to move that bow loop over here. Move this over here. Y'all can do this. It just takes a little practice. You know, that when I first started wreath making many years ago, bows were not easy for me. And then now look. So it just takes time and practice. So don't be afraid to get started. And then once you put your bow together, it's like 90% fluff from there. So I got started, my business has been we've been in business for over 12 years now. And it all started with making wreaths for my front door and my neighbors wanting to purchase directly off my door. And then one day somebody said, hey, you should get an Etsy shop. And then I was like, what's Etsy? So now, so that's where how I got started. So it didn't, you know, I'm nobody special. I'm just like anybody here watching. You all can do this. It just takes getting started. It just takes getting started. Okay, let me show you what we have. We got our life is better in flip-flops. Who agrees to that? Andrew says it's in the 90s. Whoo, that is hot. So, Amanda, I didn't show attaching the sign this time. If you watched the video we did last week, I show you how to do it. We just stapled wire and then attached it in 3 places, okay? All right, so now what I'm gonna do is green a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna put too much on this wreath. Y'all say, I say that all the time, don't I? And then it turns out to be over the top. Sometimes, you know, customers don't always like over the top. They just like a little something, something. And so I have to keep the urge down to be a little bit extra. Do y'all find it harder to be minimal or harder to be extra with your designs? For me, it's definitely harder to be minimal. The blue ribbon is from Carolina Pottery. So is this ribbon, the sunflower, and then this one was from Greenery Market. So this bush came from Trendy Tree. It's got the multi-level greenery, I should say, different little pieces of greenery. We got berries, we got some evergreen, and we've got some green leafy bushes, and it just adds a lot of texture to your wreath when you can mix up your greenery. So this bush did it for us in one bush. It is plastic, which is fine. I like plastic. Instead of plastic, you can, if you don't like the word plastic, you can call it waterproof botanical, meaning plastic. But it's not the plastic that your grandma used to use to make wreaths, if that makes sense. I'm just giving a little bit of shape. Every little piece needs to be touched. All right, I don't know, let's see, I'm probably gonna do a couple more. Let me get a couple more of these. Let's just do one. Another Floridian in the house. Hey, Jackie. Raining in Louisiana. Lena on YouTube says, I just always want to add one more. This, y'all, doing this will be the world of difference to your wreaths, or your floral arrangements. Taking the time to put a little bit of shape helps so much. Okay, what we're going to do is start attaching, and I'm going to let's see what we're looking like underneath. Let me lift up the bow skirts, the bow loops. See how we have a bunch of space? I'm gonna have to pull over the steel pick machine. Ooh, this heavy thing is so heavy. All right, I'm dipping my pieces over here in my melted glue. This is an electric fry pan, 8 inches. I just take my Gorilla Glue sticks that you put in a gun, glue gun, and I put it in, and then it melts. And I have this adjustable thermostat, and I like to keep it where it's sort of a honey consistency, so that I know that's a good temperature. I might turn it down just a tad more. So I like it to be a honey consistency. If it's too thick, it'll be harder to use, and if it's too thin, it's harder to use. So the honey consistency is good. I prefer the glue pots with the dial. It just helps me to control the temperature a little bit better. So we just put our glue in there, and when we're done, obviously don't touch any of this, and you need to protect your table. So I have a tile underneath it, but whenever you're done with this, you just turn it off, and when you're ready to glue again, you turn it on. I don't throw any of that glue away. All right, so we're gonna thicken up our greenery with a little steel pick at the end. If you wanna use wooden floral pick, you can, and I may have to do that. Let's see, so I'm coming over here on this side, and we're going to insert our green. And then let me move that back over this way so you can see what I'm dipping my glue in. You know when you need to put a steel pick on if your stem is too weak to hold the hot glue. So we've got 1, 2 over there. Or if you need length on your stem, or if you need more girth, adding it to the wreath, or if it's hard to go into your arrangements, you need a little more punch. This has got a steel pick at the end that's very sharp. I think I just pulled it out. Let's get that in there again. Okay, so we've got a couple there, a couple there. Let's do one more. We'll do one more over here. Houston's rainy. Sally's been working in the yard. Ooh, what you been planting, Sally? Jill, I'm using the table because it seems to be, do y'all want me to put it on the easel? I usually do it on the easel. This one's not going to go in anywhere. I just know it. Let's see if that's going to stay in. I might have to redo it. Here we have our greenery added around our bow area, and then I'll go ahead and put it up here on the easel. It might be easier for y'all to see. There we go. Move this beautiful piece out of the way. And I'm in love with this one. I think I might keep it for my own door. I say that to for all of them. Let's see, I'm going to do one more piece of this with a wooden floral pick. Don't fall in the glue, little pick. I'm going to use a 4-inch floral pick. That's my preference. It's sturdy, has more length on it. You can always trim them if you want to. I feel like the 3-inch just break too easily. I'm going to get my tape. So we're just going to line this up with our stem and wrap our wire around. And then we're going to attach the tape around the wire. Hey Jackie from North Carolina, welcome. All right, so we're going to wrap our tape around the wire, and as we wrap, we pull the tape, and that's what releases the sticky. Fun, fun. All right, so let me add that right here. Let's see if that stays in better in our wreath because it now has a thicker stem to it. Okay, I think that's looking good. I'm gonna have to put my hanger on, but that looks good. I think I like this. Get some of that going over that way. Fluff my bow again. I'm always going to be fluffing. Fluffing and shaping. All right, so that's our greenery all the way around our wreath. The next thing I'm going to add in is more greenery. This pretty boxwood came from Greenery Market, so I love that. It's another permanent waterproof botanical, I should say. Hey, Maureen. Yes, I use 22 gauge florist wire. Hi from Cali, how are you? Thanks, Anne, just joining us. Glad you're here. Just shaping. Fun. All right, we're gonna start filling in here. There's one there. Charlene, first time caught me live. Awesome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and wrap. Wrapping takes a little longer, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Welcome, Cindy from Leland, North Carolina. Do you used to do wreaths for Carolina Pottery? No, Linda, I've never worked for Carolina Pottery. Just love their stuff. Oh yeah, you know what I did? I was on the Carolina Pottery Facebook page a couple of times making wreaths. Maybe that's where you've seen me. I need to do that again. That was fun. So what's your favorite summer flower? What's my favorite type of wreath to make? Definitely silk flower wreaths are my favorite. What are y'all's favorites? Okay, moving over here. I've got one more that I think I'm going to go this way with. Adding another floral pick. Sunflowers. Ooh, poppies. Kathy says poppies. Those are pretty. Hello, Grishelda. How are you? Thanks for watching. Kathy likes deco mesh. Floral scare her. Well, didn't the deco mesh scare you at first too? There's always, it's just, you just have to start. Also, silk flowers help you stand out. All right, I think I need a little more green over here, and probably going to do that in the way of, remember I have one more of the, I still have a couple pieces of this. I think I'm going to add that, but do I want it to be so much? Just going to take some of this off. So we're just dividing it a little bit more, bending and shaping. More wooden floral picks. So this wreath is very thin. That's why I'm adding floral picks this time. Denise says, grapevine wreaths now. Ooh, blue bonnet, says Mary. That's pretty. Rose and hydrangea, says Doreen on YouTube. Love roses, says Connie. Doreen likes silk flower wreaths. Daisies, ooh, Linda, that's pretty too. Daisies are so, just reminds me of happiness. Okay, so we've got green, and I'm going to move over now to our florals. We're going to be doing sunflowers because we've got sunflowers in the ribbon. And I think this will just be fun. Let me just take one of these off. Mini sunflowers. Now these seem cheery. Bending and shaping. Casey, South Carolina. Girl, that's near me. I got the pick machine at Amazon. I love, so my absolute favorite flower is a pink peony. I just love peonies. Although I got some hot pink roses today. From a customer, and I have to say I might be changing my flower. Hot pink roses, they're just so pretty. Well, thanks, Cindy. I love that you're here. All right, we're going to start adding florals. Let's get this long, Daddy. Gonna make sure I put a little bit of shape in that. Oh, I can't see. Well, hopefully that'll stay. Let me get more floral picks. As you don't have to do the floral picks the whole wreath. Typically it's just the wooden floral picks. Typically it's use it just enough to start thickening up the inside. If this, I'm only doing this because my wreath is very thin. So you start, you know, putting picks on the end and it starts thickening it up. And then later on, as you move towards the end part of the wreath, you don't necessarily need to do it because there's so many picks in it. China Grove, North Carolina. Welcome, Nancy. Texas in the house. I'll be in Texas next month for Dallas Market Center. Who is going to that? We got any wreath sellers here? Beautiful colors, very high-end look. Thank you, Denise. Do you make arrangements? Ask Ann. Yes, I do. If you, after the video, head over to my YouTube channel, Southern Charm Wreaths. We've got videos over there. If you are new to wreath making, we have a course. It's called wreath101.com, and it teaches you the basics of wreath making, where to, you know, sort of, if you're just confused, you don't even know how to get started. That is a course for beginners, Wreath 101. Mexico, I'll be in Mexico in 2 months. All right, let's get this. Don't drip. Okay, we're going to move on down. It's starting to get stiff or full. Let's see. Cheery little wreath we have here. And I need more floral picks. Thank you, Judy. Denise says Wreath 101 course was awesome. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you. Trish says, I started making wreaths 5 years ago and I have a small clientele. Love the way you make yours. I'm in Texas. Trish, where in Texas are you? Are you coming to Wreath Makers Live? Again, y'all, I don't know if you can see me on the screen, but all I'm doing is wrapping my stems. Why are you covering up your sign? Ouch. Well, when you make, you sort of, I don't really look at that until the end. That's finishing touches. Just like adding more ribbon, stuff like that. That's always the last thing you do. I can strongly suggest the Wreath of the Month Club group. Oh, well, thank you so much for that. Oh, Anne is studying floristry in college. You're going to be teaching us one day. Just going to put my florals that way. So we got our texture. We're trying to get our placement down. And I think I'm going to come over this way. Couple here, and then we'll be done. All right, let's see if I can get this in. See, I think I've finally gotten it tight enough. The glue strings are attaching. Oh, my flower fell out. Let me put a little hot glue on you. Just gonna put a little hot glue on the end. Don't want him falling off. Or maybe it's a her. Cute. I think that's good. Okay, now filler flowers instead of filler flowers. I've opted to go with our berries. So these are inexpensive berry bush, but if you spread things out, it does give an airy look to it. Just take the time to get it shaped. Do you see how it just pops out, open and comes to life? More about Wreath Makers Live. So Wreath Makers Live, Mary, is going to be held in Dallas, Texas at the end of July. It is it's for wreath makers who are trying to build a wreath business. You can go to wreathmakerslive.com to get more information. And wouldn't mind teaching you. You will one day. You just watch. Thank you. Doggy bag biscuits. Thank you so much. Doreen says, I've recently made a couple of wreaths for a benefit, and one of them, the auction bids went over 100. Yes, awesome. So most of my Etsy items for wreaths are over 100. So there is a need for wreaths for sure. Especially in the South, we like wreaths on our doors. And then when you have to have the matching bow for the mailbox or the matching lantern swag, we are all about matchy-matchy in the South. Now there are some parts of the U.S. that don't really do wreaths, and I don't get you. I don't get you. But we love you. You don't have to understand you. So we just added a lot of texture right there. This makes me want to put my flip-flops on and hang out by the lake. I'm a lake girl. Some people like the beach. I like the beach, but I mean, I can handle the sand long enough, but I definitely like the lake. I like to swim in it and not worry about things that will eat me like a shark. All right, we're just going to add this one on the bottom. And let's see, this one might have to have a wooden floral pick. Let's move that. I'm going to go over this way. I think that's going to need a wooden floral pick too. I'm going to go over this way. Okay. Let's get some of these with some picks on the end. California doesn't have very many people with wreaths on their door. Carlotta changes her wreath all year. Me too. Kentucky, they have their wreaths all over the place. Trish has a lake in her backyard. Now, girl, you all about the bragging now. I see how it goes. I see how it goes. That is a dream of mine. We live close to the lake. We can't see it from our home, but that's okay. I'm thankful for what I have. So y'all, don't be afraid to get started with wreath making. You know, it does take a little bit of practice once you get a hang of it, but it's just the starting part. I know you've probably bought something, ribbon, flowers. You bought something, you haven't started yet. So don't be afraid to just start. You can't get over that fear and gain confidence without taking action. So I'm here for you if you have questions or need help. Again, it's just getting the confidence. Once you get confidence, you're just going to soar. And then imagine all of the people that you can influence or affect, change their lives with your pretty designs. You know, when a customer buys my wreath, they come home from a hard day's work and they get to see beauty. And people love that. I love giving and providing that for them. I'm here on Facebook teaching or YouTube giving you guys inspiration. I don't take credit for all of this. This is my God-given talent. I give the glory to God. I always have. I'm self-taught. I didn't even go to college. I didn't go to I don't have all the initials behind my name. Anybody can do this. So I'm encouraging you just to start. I'm adding this one on the bottom. I know you're probably thinking, I told you you were going to add more greenery. I feel like we need some right there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this right here. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is look to see if I need any more ribbon, which I can add ribbon streamers underneath. Down here, which I think brings your eye down. Ribbon, bow. And then this is going to go right through here and not go through the back. I mean, we all love coming home to pretty things, don't we? I started out making it for my own home, and I know you can do this. I'm going to add one right here. Let's see if that's going to be too short. Okay, so we got our ribbon, and let me not stand on it. And then let me do this around the sign so we can read. Okay, and then also any of our leftover greenery, I like to put in our bow loops. Let's see if I'm going to fix my loops. So we divided one before when we were making. And all I'm doing is taking that where I divided and adding it inside the bow. If you don't like how these are hanging, you can always just trim them off. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And I might go back in and add a yellow streamer right there. But y'all, this is how it turned out. Isn't that pretty? Very fun, festive flip-flop wreath. Rosanna, your wreaths will be, your wreaths just keep practicing. Remember you need dimension, texture, placement. All of that is important when you're making your wreaths or floral arrangements. Yeah, the white does add a lot to it, doesn't it? Thanks, guys, for watching and joining me again. If you want to be notified the next time we go live, I'll send you a text alert right before I go live so that you can join in. Just text the word live to area code 803-805-7838. And I'll go back into YouTube and put it in the description of the video so you guys can come back and get that number if you need to. Thanks, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.